Welcome to the University of North Carolina Hospital's Clinical Neurophysiology Laboratory and Sleep Center. My name is Brad Vaughn and I'm the Medical Director of the UNC Sleep Center. Today we want to take you on a tour of our facilities and show you how we have not only facilities but also personnel dedicated to the training of technologists in neurodiagnostics and sleep science. Let me show you our laboratory. The University of North Carolina Clinical Neurophysiology Laboratory and Sleep Disorder Center is a 13,000 square foot accredited facilities. We have 16 rooms for sleep recordings, including a centralized control room, 5 dedicated EMG and nerve conduction rooms, 4 dedicated evoke potential and EEG rooms, an autonomic center, and a centralized teaching center that is dedicated to both teaching residents, clinicians, and technologists. I'm going to show you the sleep disorders laboratory. This is our control room, which we incorporate the data from 16 different patient beds. We record 25 different physiological parameters, including end-tidal CO2, intranasal pressure, and a variety of respiratory and clinical neurophysiology measures. With this, all of the data is recorded and then collated on a network within the laboratory and can be processed on the following day. In addition to the recording, we also have the ability to manipulate the ventilatory settings of patients remotely, as well as modulate the oxygen level given to each patient. With this capability, we're able to not only record sophisticated diagnostic studies, but also have accurate and interactive therapeutic interventions. Why don't we take a look at one of the patient's rooms? This is one of our 16 patient rooms, in which we were able to record the 25 physiological parameters, including end-tidal CO2 and intranasal pressure. All of the data is collated and sent through our intra-network to the control room. In addition to the 25 physiological parameters that we record, we also record behavior by high-definition infrared camera. This allows us to see the patient's behavior without having perceivable light in the room. Beyond the diagnostic capabilities of this room, we are able to manipulate the respiratory therapeutics in the room through a dedicated oxygen line, which is controlled by the controller in the control room, as well as CPAP, BiPAP, and ventilatory settings, which are also controlled by the technologist in the control room. In case of an emergency, we are able to access dedicated med gases to each patient and turn the patient's room from a sleep laboratory into a mini ICU. This is one of our EEG and evoke potential rooms in which we record the EEG or a variety of evoke potentials, including brainstem auditory evoke responses, visual evoke responses, somatosensory evoke responses, and we can also have the capability for quantitative EEG. In addition to our EEG and evoke potential capabilities, we also perform nerve conduction studies as well as EMG and specialized autonomic testing. This is our dedicated teaching center in which we are able to have over 34 individuals with each seat having its own dedicated line to the intranet and the presentation that is being made at that moment. In addition to this facility having this presentation capabilities, we're also able to tap into any one of the laboratory's studies going on and call up previous studies for review and educational purposes. In addition to the capability to tap into the studies being performed in the lab, we have teaching sets which can provide the learner with a variety of exposure and experiences to learn the wide number of issues in clinical neurophysiology. This teaching center is not only dedicated for individuals who are physically here, but we also have the capability to webcast our conferences so that we can incorporate more individuals into our learning capabilities. This concludes our tour of our facilities. I hope you've enjoyed taking a tour of the UNC Clinical Neurophysiology Laboratory and Sleep Disorder Center.